Hi book friends, Michelle here, coming to you from my little book nook, my corner of booktube, back with another video. I know it's been a minute since I was last here talking about books, but I wanted to wait until I had something really fun to talk to you about. So recently I read a book that I absolutely loved. It just hit all the right notes for me, checked all the right boxes, and I haven't seen anyone else on BookTube really talking about this book. It's a 2025 release, a new to me author, and this is a debut adult fiction novel. The book I'm talking about is Snap by Susin Nielsen. Susin Nielsen has previously written 7 middle grade novels. She's quite an acclaimed children's book author. She's won several awards, I believe, and this is her debut adult novel. So Snap, what is this about? This book, we follow 3 people who each, due to different circumstances in their lives, find themselves in a whole lot of hot water. First of all, we have Frances. Frances is an acclaimed children's author who goes to schools and gives talks in the classroom to children about her books and so on. And due to a personal situation in her life and her general frustrations, one day when she encounters a particularly difficult little kid in one of the classrooms, she snaps. She loses it, grabs him by the collar and shakes him and yells at him. Some curse words are exchanged and she storms out of the classroom. She snaps, in other words. So there's Frances and her dilemma. Of course, the newspaper media have gotten a hold of this, and she finds herself facing some disciplinary measures as well as some really bad publicity as a result of this. Secondly, we have a 41-year-old man named Geraint. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He is an auto mechanic working for his boss, who is a bit of a tyrant, and Geraint's dream is to one day purchase a franchise, one of the businesses of the auto body shops that he works at. It's kind of like a Mr. Lube or one of those drive-in mechanic places that you can get your oil changed or so on. Anyway, he also uncovers something that's happening with his wife and his boss. So he snaps in a very kind of wild fashion. And he does some acts that are very regrettable, that are caught on security camera, and he's facing charges as well. Then we have Parker. Parker is a 23-year-old wardrobe assistant working on a television show in Vancouver. And one day, when she is assigned to work with the male star of the television show, he commits an assault on her in the trailer. And so she's faced with dealing with the trauma of this. And in the moment when this is happening, she panics and freaks out and responds as a lot of people would and retaliates against him. She causes him some bodily injury, and as a result, she ends up facing criminal consequences as well. So we've got these 3 very interesting people with very interesting circumstances who are all sent to a court-mandated anger management class. At this class, Frances, Geraint, and Parker all meet each other. They really, they're strangers thrown together in this circumstance due to different issues they're having in their lives. But as they are assigned to do community service together, picking up garbage on the side of the road in Stanley Park in Vancouver and along the highways and such, they develop a bond. They share with each other. They become friends eventually, and they end up helping each other in all different types of ways. They help each other heal from their problems. They help each other exact some revenge on the people that have wronged them and led them to mentally snap. And yeah, they also help each other forge new paths in life and, set them back to living their true, authentic selves. So this story, it is fascinating on a human level. This is the kind of story that I think really goes a long way toward teaching compassion for other people, empathy, and it's also very funny. The circumstances that throw these three strangers together are pretty extreme, but you can totally imagine it happening. Frances, for example, the 55-year-old children's author, what led her to snap was pressure within her family life. She's recently separated from her husband, who she found was having an affair with a man. And so they've got two children together, two grown children. The grown adult children, she doesn't particularly get along with very well. So she's really been dealing with this on her own. She's still in love with her soon-to-be ex-husband. She does not want a divorce. And so when the little kid's misbehaving in the classroom, that was like the last straw that broke her and caused her to snap. Then we have Geraint, who, his wife is his childhood sweetheart. Like, they met when they were very young, very, very young, and he discovers that she has been having an affair with his boss at the auto body place. So he in dealing with this, he takes the extreme action of going to his boss's house, urinating on his Lamborghini, and like I said, he gets caught on camera. So yeah, it's just, so he's forced to move out and leave his young son behind with his wife while they're going through this separation, and he's attending these anger management classes and everything. And so you get his story, which is really interesting, and he is such a delightful character. He's fantastic. Then we have Parker, who, after the incident with the star of the TV show in his trailer where he tried to assault her, or he did assault her and she retaliated and was charged with assault, they offer her a deal in which she has to sign a non-disclosure agreement in return for $100,000. So yeah, after discussing it with her boyfriend who lives with her, she decides to go for it and take the money. So yeah, it's interesting in that we not only get the stories leading up to these events that make these people snap, but we also get the outcome of their decisions. What happens after Parker decides to just take the money and run? Is that the end of it? There are consequences to everything, right? So yeah, it's very much not the end of it. Geraint, our poor guy who has, he's now by himself in a grungy little apartment away from his child, who he misses very much. He's learning to live by himself for the first time in years and struggling to come to terms with the betrayal with his wife and his boss, and struggling financially, and, so there's that. That's also a very complicated situation. And then, of course, Frances, how she's trying to recover emotionally, financially. Her reputation has been destroyed as a children's writer after this incident. So yeah, it's, and the choices she makes too are pretty interesting. So like I said, if you're looking for a book that will snap you out of the doldrums, if you're just in the mood for something that's super entertaining, but not too long, not too much of a commitment, not too serious, this would be the perfect book for you. It's really different, very contemporary. I think if you're a fan of someone like Emily Henry, you'd really love this. It has that kind of witty banter and humor about it, but the subject matter is a bit more elevated, like as far as the seriousness of the problems these people are having goes. So yeah. Like I said, I just wanted to come here and tell you about this book. I think it is worthy of a lot of promotion. It's a fantastic read. If you have a chance to pick it up from your local library or bookstore, I would encourage you to do so. I really loved it. I hope you love it too, and happy reading. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.